One, two. So, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Maximus. I'm back with another live stream video. So, check this out. I'll make this short, simple, and very much sweet. Not literally, but just bear with me on it. So, it goes like this, you guys. I did do a live stream on this already. That's number one. Number two, the problem I'm having is that, first of all, this was the day after I did the live stream for. Um, Man of Maiden, the following day after that, just for, shits and giggles, why the hell not, yada yada yada. My issue upon that is because apparently the background music that I once said in the live stream for that, right, turns out it was a no-go use of a background music to have and or, excuse me, to leave within the background. No matter if I turn down the music or not, I unfortunately could not use it, if not being, not to use, but to leave it there, because according to, I guess, YouTube guidelines or whatever, in a sense of a icon saying, yeah, no, you can't use it, so we have to completely delete your shits. Even though I explained that, hey, I don't know if it is or not, I can't tell, I turned on the music, this and that, whatever, as I already said in the thing from the get-go. However, in the end, I guess by their little icon they left for the video a few hours or so later on it, they still said, sorry, but we still gotta, mark you for it. Good racing though, but, we're gonna give you that no, warning sign there, so sorry. I'm dead. But on a serious note, yeah, so that's what happened. So here we are again. I'm gonna try again with this. Hopefully it goes well, because I completely turned off the music. It is gone. Music no longer there whatsoever, you guys. So hopefully I can proceed to, you know, play this game, just race my ass off in it, and just win and just have a good time. Just just a little bit here, as well as to distract myself a little bit with stuff. But that's something for another time. But right now we're just gonna race and just have a good time. All right, so bear with me, please. Real quick heads up information. So this is where I left off, you guys. Actually, I was on this guy right here. I can't say that shit right. So just read that. That's where I was with the lucky cat shit to this whole escape shit right here with the police. I kid you not. That's exactly what that was. I ended up finishing it because I figured, hey, why the hell not? As well as that was the last shit I did in the previous live stream. But again, they said, nah, couldn't let you keep it, so we gotta take it away. So here we are. We're back again. I did this one right here, Class D Pro, the other day. That's why obviously has a check mark and everything. That means it's completed. So we're gonna go ahead and start on this one here. Excuse me, hiccup. And just go based off of that. Real quick, in case some of you do not know what this means, this basically means I maxed out the car. He is up to date. He's good to go. Everything that follows with it, he's all top speed, acceleration, handling, nitro boost, all that good jazz. Which is why all you see here, right? Hang on. Okay. Here's a better example. You see this right here, you guys? With an arrow with a car facing upward, that means to upgrade the vehicle to the further extent, right? But for my Camaro here, he does not have that no longer because, again, that shortly means he's been upgraded to next level, aka what is known as a EVO, short for evolutionary stage, to where bits and pieces, whether you earn in races or you get from the store, as you guys just saw me where I was at previous, right, where you can get up, extendedly upgraded vehicle parts for your car, depending on what it's for, such as for engine, drivetrain. I'm gonna tell you this shit right now. I don't know what that means. Never heard of this shit. I don't know what that means, but if y'all know, best of luck to you. Good for you. Your dream is to be a one hell of mechanic or some mechanic somewhere, whether an ordinary mechanic shit or a race car driver. Good for you, bro. Or gal. I'm just saying. Anyways, the nitro system, nitro gain kit, and a special pack. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's for some shit for the car. Anyways, so this is all this shit, you guys, has to do with bit by bit to upgrade your vehicle to the next level. However, it's also saying it's going to like weigh you down or some negativity to it and everything, you guys. Such as, okay, if you guys can look real close at the measuring bar from green to red, green means light as a feather, right? Yellow means about natural, like about even, like it's about there type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Orange, I don't know what orange is. I totally forgot. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I completely forgot what orange means. I don't think I have a kit that goes up that far. And then the red means for heavy. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right there. Look at this shit. This guy right here. Yeah, here we go. Heavy core. If you read right here, heavy core compressor system provides a huge benefit, reinforcing some explosive nitro aspects, but at a cost of added kilos. Which, in other words, I can go fast as hell and speed through like a damn speedster or some shit, but on wheels. However, the unfortunate part to it is that I'm going to be 180 kilograms heavier than I'm supposed to be, you guys. Thus being it, let's say for example, I went from engine all the way down and it was all red, I'll be heavy as hell. So I'm assuming I wouldn't make jack shit racing whatsoever. I'll be always be in last place as if I'm still the rookie car amongst all the other cars. Once again, they're all CPs and shit, even though I feel like they drive like people half of the time, if not damn near to say all the time, right? But even worse, because again, I'm already up to, my car's maxed out and all this other good shit. But with that included, again, if I were to go the route of all red and everything, you guys, that's basically what you'll be looking at. In the sense of, you know what I'm saying? If that makes some sense. And again, from my understanding about this, because I've never reached this level for a car before. He is the first and only one thus far. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming for everybody else, basically the same thing once I get them to par. However, the other thing about this is you guys, real quick before I stop talking and just play the game, is that all this shit's expensive. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. I have a 1,310,000. That's a good ass number, and everything. Trust me, it is. Here's the problem I have about that though. That almost doesn't mean shit when all these other cars. Check this out. Let me tell you something. Real quick. From this car, from my default first car I saw with, right? From this car all the way to, give me a sec. Hang on a sec. Okay, check this out. From this guy right here, right? From that guy, hold on. Okay, so clearly this thing won't show me the rest of my cards. Hang on a sec. I'm sorry. Okay, let me get out of here then. Sorry guys, it won't take me straight there. I have to go manually here. Okay, sorry. Okay, from right here, this first car of mine in blue, right here. You see his name and everything? Load into your memory and keep it there. From that guy right there all the way to this shit right here of my Ferrari shit. Check this out. Alright, check this out. Let me show you a nice good. You see that? Okay. You see where it says right there, get blueprints? That means I spent whatever I could to get him wherever he's at right now. versus the little icon floating shit, that I can take it to the next level. Here's partial problem to that. Watch, I'm gonna show you an example. Look at that shit, 35,000 for one of these, you guys. Right here, you see that 0 out of 3? I need to get 3 more of them for this one part. This one part, right? Here, let me show you something else. Check this out. Some of these cars, same thing. One little icon for a key part to the vehicle. Sometimes there's only one. Sometimes though, it's like 2. And they may or may not be the same number, whether it's 0 to 3, 0 to 2. Either way, it's going to cost me some money because depending on the vehicle, it's going to be expensive as shit. I kid you not. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look, hang on. Look at this. Look at that. This one's 35,000. Look at that shit. Look at this. Look, hang on. Look at that. Another 35,000. Nope. Sorry about that. And then look at that. 35,000. Look at this. This one is only friggin' less than 5,000 cheaper versus the other 3 being 35,000, you guys. And each one, altogether, that's 12. So let me tell you something. Hang on a sec. So we're doing some math, right? So we're going to go ahead and do some math real quick. Let me show you this. Check this out. Hang on a sec. Watch this. Hang on a sec. Alright, so I got 30,000 on this calculator. Yes, I'm using a calculator. Alright? Times 3. 90,000 for this one part. 90,000 coins for that shit. Right? But then, hang on a sec. 35,000, right? Times, and we gotta do 3 of these, so 6, 9 times 9. So check this out. I'm pretty sure y'all did this already, but let me tell you something right here. 30. My bad. I meant to say 315,000 coins. Look at that shit, right? And then check this out. Hang on a sec. Hang on just a damn sec. Add that all together. Check this out, you guys, right here. It's right here. 405,000 coins. Altogether for this car, for those parts. And it's like this too. It depends whether A, this car goes to the next evolutionary level or not. Or B, if I did all that, would there be more to have to upgrade after that? Just for this Ferrari, mind you. That's just for this car. I'm assuming this guy's the same thing. Shit, we might as well check it out. Let's check it out. Hang on a sec. Okay, so it looks like I did already right there. I forgot how much. Now, let me be frank here real quick, you guys. Before I just stop talking and just get to racing. Sometimes these guys may not be expensive. I'm just tripping because, just for that guy alone, it's like, okay, oh look, shit, the Ferrari seems cheaper than, look at this shit. 80,000. I don't know how much that was. I don't remember how much that was. I think some of these shits were for free. Maybe. But look at that, you guys. Sometimes it may not be 30,000. It could be 80,000. It's the same thing. It just depends on the vehicle and their parts. Specific parts, And then just, taking it from there from the next level. Now, if those of you who are mechanics or you have family members or mechanics and everything, God bless you for the studying and like going back on your technical know-how, all this shit, because that's some shit. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now, you guys. That's some heavy stuff to be aware of. If there's such things as that to backtrack on, study over, take apart, reassemble, or just assemble the first time, take it apart, then reassemble it, once again. You know what I'm saying? Like, hot diggity damn. Alright, let me start talking. Let me just get into it. Please enjoy and just stay tuned. Alright, everybody, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it from here. We did two, sessions. Everything went well for the most part. I probably would have expected some L's from you guys, as well as L's into the game for a few moments here and there, obviously. But overall, I believe that everything went well. Excuse me. And oh, look, looks like we gained a great deal of gold and such. So I figured, as of anything, we could take a look at what we can upgrade. Yeah, let's see what we can upgrade ourselves real quick, you guys. Just stick with me for a little bit for this part. See what we can do. All right, here we go. Bam, 5,000, perfect. See, this right here, you guys, this is the other part that's also a bit of a pain because sometimes you can't pay with your gold that you have. You have to pay with those A coins, such as you see the top center, a little bit to your right next to the coins. That's also another other thing to use in order to upgrade car parts for your vehicle, because sometimes it won't just let you just upgrade it as is. Sometimes you even have to use that, and that part is limited. Now, I could get more, but I prefer to earn more or so, depending on how I can achieve it, versus to spend, real life money to do so. So I figured, you know what, yeah, let me just, do what I can and just go based off of that. Obviously, I already used a little bit of it, so that's going to be it of trying to use that much. Now, this right here, you guys, honestly, is this car right here is my favorite car, because this is the same car I would use all the time when it first came out, and when I eventually got more into it and further down the line of playing the game and everything on the app, that is. And then sometime later, when I got a car either just like this one or one similar to it, I was like, yes, my favorite car and everything. I really liked the car, and all you guys, truly, I did. The unfortunate thing about it a few times, right, is that some were wins and then some were losses, because obviously at the time I wasn't just playing with, against the PCs or AI or however the best describe them, but I was always racing against real life people overall. So it's like, a cluster thing of hell with that, because, you had to race and then, get by the actual, cars or the racers and this and that, what may have you, But in the end, we did our best. We got by. It wasn't always that bad. Like I said, sometimes there's losses, sometimes there's wins. I mean, as long as you're playing to have fun and have a good time overall, then frankly, that's just what matters. Okay, as you guys can see, some have those double arrows pointing up to upgrade the vehicle, and some have this guy right here, the square. I'm trying to see about other vehicles that have it too, because these are, like I said, these are winnable parts as well. You don't always have to, like I was showing about, previous to use that A coin material to get these parts as well. But unfortunately, at the same time, like as you can clearly see, some of this stuff is pretty damn expensive. Like I said, not cheap. That's why I've been saving up my coins for the most part and not wasting them as much because of ones like these, whether it's to upgrade the car itself or the secondary upgrade options, such as right here where you guys are seeing currently at this current point in time, or whenever you guys do see this video. Excuse me. Like I say, you guys, it's a real pain. It's worth it in the end, because I'm taking my cars to the next level. Definitely getting them prepared for next races to to complete, to accomplish, and so on. But again, in the end, these cars are expensive. See, just like this right here, this as is fine until when it gets bigger and bigger and bigger of the amount to cost. Like, yes, it's to be expected, but still, it's like, damn. To fairly say, Now see, bam, look. Right here, you got stage 5. They can actually go higher than that. Stage 10, actually. However, because of the fact of what is required next to go up that level, one or two options is to be the case. Either A, get more of the blueprints for this vehicle, depending how or where I can get them, so I can just keep going, ranking them up as is, or secondary option, this guy right here, and then going based off of that. Yellow, you guys. This is this car. One last car before I end the stream. Well, otherwise, I can say this now until we get to the point. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in overall, whether current or later on. Either way, I greatly appreciate it all the same. Oh, hang on. Bam, look at that. We leveled up, you guys. Nice. Nice. But no, it's really awesome. It does mean a great deal. Yeah, you can also upgrade you guys to the next level, I should properly say. By also just upgrading your cars as is, other than always winning so many races along the way. What was I saying? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Stay safe out there, you guys. Make sure to wear the proper clothes out there. Whether it's the cold, the heat, the rain, because lately the rain has been funny, wonky, as of recently. Make sure to stay safe, whether in streets or in stores or just in public in general, you guys. Them Karens and Kevins are just a whole nother other level as well lately, besides just the weather itself. And, yeah, like I said, you guys, drop that like, comment down, whichever. I greatly, excuse me, appreciate it all the same. And always remember, you guys, never to forget to push past your limits and go beyond maximum overdrive. Thanks again for tuning in. Let's see about the next live stream video, guys. This one's gonna be a bit of a doozy in a sense of putting in, because we're gonna need to use a whole lot of the force to figure it out, especially in a much more smaller Lego related way, if you catch my meanings. No? Well, you guys will figure it out. If not, you're obviously going to see it for the next time I live stream and stuff. I'm just trying to wing it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out. Peace.